A moth. That probably means change and growth.
No, that would be a butterfly.
So what's a moth?
Death. If you believe in that shit.
Now that we know what we're dealing with, we can come up with a plan.
Let's just do what we came to do.
We have automatic weapons. You lunatics have bows and arrows and superstition. So tell me, how are we going to lose?
Get on the ground!
Every day, one of your wolves comes to see the truth.
I'll go back if you want, and I'll keep going if you want. So what do you want to do?
Jackson, come in. Jackson!
Can y'all hear me? Coming in. Give it up for The Last of Us Season 2. This trailer had almost nothing to do with The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2, which aired last night, currently as this video is being uploaded. Man, should I do a spoiler or non-spoiler? Let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it, bro. Let's just talk about it. Why not? So the thing that we thought was going to possibly not necessarily change, but be moved around some, it didn't get moved around at all. Like, pretty much. Honestly, the first episode is just like, it's just like an introduction, and the season really starts with this episode right here. They did it, bro. I'm not going to speak literally here. I'm just going to speak as if you already know what I'm talking about. They really did it. I was surprised when I was watching it. It's like, and I was trying to figure out, why am I surprised? Bro. It was worse. Some of y'all might look at it and be like, oh, it was the same. To see those expressions expressed in natural form, and to see motives put out front in the open on Jump Street, it all hit differently. For me, like, it definitely was more, it hit harder than the game. That loss that I'm speaking about, it, to me, it hit harder. Some people asking the question, which one tells it better? It's like, I think the show like displays it better, because I mean, that's why I'm saying it hit harder. But it happened, man. I can't even put no round of applause on it, because, like, I want to put some sound effect. I don't want to put boos on it, because it was a great episode. Oh my God, it was jam-packed. Jam-packed. Y'all remember the episode from season 1 where the Sam and Henry episode? Y'all remember all the CGI stuff that was in there? I think the CGI or the effects on this episode, there's more practical, right? It's a good mix of practical and then visual effects or whatever. Man, what can I say about the start of the episode? It started off, I don't even know. It started off like because they do change up a couple of the scenes, just kind of mix match them a little bit. They changed up some minor things, which really changes nothing. We're honestly watching The Last of Us in an alternate universe. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much all we watching. It's the same thing. Nothing is going to change the outcome. Some characters are replaced in some spots. I need something to drink. Hold on. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. But let's really get into it, man. So, this episode was spectacular. All together, it was spectacular. Now, if you are like any type of follower to the game series, you know what was the biggest sin that the fans felt that Naughty Dog made when it comes to the story writing for The Last of Us Part 2. Ironically enough, The Last of Us Part 1 coincides with The Last of Us Season 1. And The Last of Us Part 2 so far coincides with the episodes that have come out for The Last of Us Season 2. And they stayed true to form. They stayed true to form. That's pretty much, I mean, if you know, you know. What people thought might not happen until, since they've been greenlit for a third season, and it's talked about all these other seasons that it's supposed to prolong this second part of The Last of Us. They was like, well, some of those crazy events might not happen till the end of season 2. You were wrong. You were wrong. It happened. And what I'm gonna say about The Last of Us season 2 is that for the most part, the acting is, I'm gonna grade it overall like a B+. I don't like TV series, like acting, like TV acting. I don't like TV acting. But Pedro Pascal, top tier actor. Freaking Bella Ramsey, top tier actor. That's why they got those spots. Now, I'm not gonna speak down on nobody, right? Maybe a little bit. The actress for Abby, horrible fit physically, right? But she's a good actress. I can't say nothing bad about her acting. It's like watching a Chihuahua act like a pit bull. She's doing a good job. She convinced me that she's really like pissed off. Chihuahuas do be pissed off, but their bite is very like, it don't cause no damage. I mean, she's still a Chihuahua, but I'm sorry for whoever I'm offending. She's very small. Abby is like, Abby may not be tall, but her freaking arms are both of mine combined. Like, she is bigger than most men as far as like muscular physique goes. and they get this little puny girl to play her. But what I will say, despite all of that, she delivers a great performance. I'm gonna give it to her. Bella Ramsey, Pedro, you already know what's up. They're gonna deliver that. What I find interesting about this one as well is that Nora, the character or the actress that plays Nora, we already knew was going to be I don't know her name. Yeah, let's look it up. I guess we might as well. I'm looking at a couple stuff here, so a couple of things. Let's just go to Google and Last of Us Season 2 cast. Alright, so looking at this, I wish they would just list it out for me, bro. Alright. So Gabriel Luna, awesome actor. He did a great job in this episode. He stood the freak out. Point blank period. Awesome. Rutina Wesley, that's my sister. I love her. I don't think she's like the best actress. I don't even know any of her work, but she does have a familiar face, but I don't know any of her work. Yeah, let's move on past that. I'm sorry, Rutina. I do love you. I don't know what was that scene where they had you running off the roof and all your people was getting killed and you were just like, oh, he did. Oh, he did. They didn't have you do no type of reaction acting to that or nothing. You just, maybe you could have like delivered better, but they didn't give you no opportunity. So I don't know. But that to me, that was kind of bad. Caitlin Dever. Emotions are going to be mixed for her. Because she does not look the part. Even more so worse than how they was talking about Bella Ramsey. In my opinion, Bella Ramsey is doing an awesome job acting. Cause I felt kind of the same way. Like she don't really like. I really didn't care. You know, I was just looking forward to seeing what they did with the game. But as far as the show adaptation, but I was like, okay, she doesn't all the way look the part, but I mean, her charm level is on 10. As like the kid Ellie, charm level is on 10. Her acting level, she has to get like an A. Even if it's like a 90% or a 91. She gets an A grade for acting. She's a great actor. So, Caitlin Dever, in my opinion, is not as good as an actress as Bella. But for I guess the odds that she had to fight against, plus her being like, she has no muscle tone, absolutely no. It's bones, and then there's like cartilage and tissue, and then it's just skin. She has no muscles in there at all, right? Abby was all muscle. Like literally, her arms and her legs were probably the same size. That's how big her arms were, and for her to be playing Abby in this show, it's almost a joke. But her acting chops are excellent. I'm sorry, like I wouldn't say she's as good as Bella in acting, but she's pretty good. Because she honestly sold me this story. She sold it to me. Even though when she was like trying to get physical. I'm like, bro, okay. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure she could literally throw her whole body at you and you wouldn't feel it, but it sold. The episode sold, and it was so much to the episode in general, even besides that big like event. The episode was phenomenal, man. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, man, but y'all chime in the comments and everything else, how y'all feel. Y'all can go into detail if y'all want to. It's just how I decided to do this video. I'm gonna continue watching. Just like the game, the show doesn't revolve around one person, right? I mean, it does actually. It revolves around Ellie. It was always about Ellie, but well, The Last of Us Part 1 was technically about Joel and his journey from I don't know, his journey from being like, I don't know, his fatherhood journey. We can just say that in general. It's about Joel and his fatherhood journey. Part 2 is just about Ellie. That's what it's about. And I guess people didn't like that. When we had to play as Ellie in Part 1, I ain't gonna lie, that wasn't the business. But playing as Ellie in Part 2 is phenomenal. Okay? If you haven't played The Last of Us games, if you're gonna play anything, play that. If you like the show, The Last of Us show, play the game, man. If you are a faithful follower of the show, you might as well play the game. And that can be the only game you ever play. I would say play it. It's a great story. It's the original. But other than that, man, I ain't got much to say. I think I'm gonna leave that right where it's at. What I will tell y'all is I watched it twice. The first time I watched it by myself. I might have watched it I might have watched it the first time, then kind of let it play in the background the second time, then watched it with my wife the third time. The first time I saw it, I was in disbelief. I was like, I can't believe they're actually about to go through with this. I was like, I can't. This isn't about to happen. It's just really about to happen. Like this the same way, and it happened. And I was like, wow, yeah, it happened. There is no, you know what I'm saying? It happened, and then I watched it with my wife, and she cried. She cried over the game. And then she cried here for the show. And when I watched it with her, I already knew. I already told her, like, yeah, this is worse than the game. I already know you're gonna cry, right? Even knowing that she was gonna cry, when we watched that scene together, basically kind of like me for the second, almost third time. I really didn't watch it the second time through. The third time I watched it intently with her. When we watched it, when I tell you, I'm not a crier like that. I cry like maybe once every few years. When I watched the scene, and I knew that how my wife was going to take it, I kind of let myself feel it just a little bit more, and I kind of felt like it's almost kind of like your, not blood pressure, but it's just like you kind of well up a little bit, not tears wise, but just like internally. It's like everything, your breathing gets kind of thicker. That's what I felt. when I watched it with my wife, because I already knew how she was gonna feel and that she was gonna cry. It was sad, bro. Worse than the game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the show. If you do know what I'm talking about, hey man, let's discuss it in the comments, man. Until next time, I rock with y'all. Peace.